How are you going to sell your plan?
There appears to be a lack of H1N1 virus.
You've asked for public input and you're talking about debate, but how much room is there actually for making changes in this deal before it's signed in March?
Well, look, there was some good consideration put forward by Donald Savoy this morning that our government's going to look at. We have put forward what we feel is the best deal for New Brunswickers, but I'm looking forward to receiving input from other stakeholders. We've set up a website. We want to hear what the questions are of New Brunswickers so we can answer them. We want to get the best deal for New Brunswickers, and that's why we work diligently to sign a memorandum of understanding that is going to see every single New Brunswicker benefit from lower rates and the biggest debt payment in the province history. But if you look truly at the long term, from a strategic point of view, we've eliminated risks that were on the horizon that many New Brunswickers have not contemplated about. Upgrading major infrastructure over the long term. What is the effect of a new cap-and-trade system in the province? New Brunswick's going to be able to meet these challenges head-on now under the structure. So, we're looking at input and suggestions that come forward. I think it's an interesting proposal that he's put forward, and we are going to evaluate it.
Do you think that would make the deal fair for New Brunswickers?
Well, again, we need to evaluate what the impacts are. But ultimately, as I said, there is a value to the heritage pool of $5 billion. So any changes to that value of the heritage pool either means you have to increase the debt, and we made a decision we wanted to eliminate the debt in its entirety, or you had to make other decisions on the different rate structures. And that's why we proposed what we feel is a solution where everyone can benefit from this proposal.
How are you going to sell your plan?
I got you, Andy, already. Is that okay?
How are you going to sell your plan to New Brunswickers? Lots of people are mad out there. I guess you've heard about that. So what's going to be your marketing strategy?
We've engaged some expertise in this process. We brought in legal counselor by a firm called Ostlers. We've also brought in the financial analyst from a group called Macquarie, and so thank you. and we've also engaged a communications firm, Hill Knowlton, and they've subcontracted work out to Color and to Bristol Communications as well to engage New Brunswickers in this process. So we're searching, we're searching expertise. This is a very big file. It's the biggest transaction that the government of New Brunswick has undertaken in decades, and that's why we've got some of the best minds around the table to help us craft this deal.
So is that going to be like glossy documents and stuff to show the New Brunswicker? How is that going to work?
No, New Brunswickers are asking to be informed today what this deal means for them. This is a deal that will have benefits for generations to come. So yes, we will be undertaking the necessary resources to give the information to New Brunswickers that they're asking for.
What about the early election idea?
Early election?
You lost our criticism at do you have any response to what he had to say yesterday?
What's that?
His criticism of the plan yesterday. Do you have any response to his concerns?
I wasn't in an opportunity to respond to Premier Williams because the deal had not been released publicly. But Danny Williams is elected to defend the interest of Newfoundlanders, and I'm elected to bring forward the best opportunities for the people of New Brunswick. I felt it was highly unfair that he was critical of a deal that he had not even seen. I called him personally and explained some of the concerns that he raised, that we would not be giving up our sovereignty, that as a province we could continue to set energy policy, and yet he is still misleading the public today by making those statements that are not correct. I'm also concerned that as we're bringing forward a deal that's going to benefit New Brunswickers, he received a deal that benefited Newfoundlanders with the offshore accord, and I congratulated him on that deal. Now we have an opportunity to move the province forward. It's very uncharacteristic of a premier in a neighboring jurisdiction coming in and raising this level of animosity at a time that we should be working together. Danny Williams today has a wealth of oil and gas reserves. He's received a wealth of income from the government of Canada in its offshore accords that have been signed. And as Atlantic Canadians, we celebrated that success. And I think New Brunswickers